Yeah, this is black light, and you'll see that uh, what I'm saying. I ain't gotta go way back in history. I ain't gotta go too forward in the future. Too far in the future. I always stay close around the present. I don't go too far back, too far forward. I try to stay current, with my talks. Uh, uh, Yesterday I was telling you about how they done corrupted, or not even corrupted. Yeah, they corrupted the U.S. Constitution of the United States, by lying. Really, they're not practicing what's in that Constitution. And then when they start amending that amendment process, that told you right then it was over. When they started amending. Later on, we're going to talk about Dred Scott. Uh, it's hard for y'all to I could tell how slow the people are when I listen to C-SPAN, Washington Journal. When I listen to Washington Journal, I can see the people still talking at what we used to talk, uh, especially black people, back in the 60s and the 70s, 80s and 90s. They ain't realize what's calling in the C-SPAN, Washington Journal, and telling the people, well, we wasn't immigrants. We were brought over here as slaves. I mean, they've been hearing that for 40, 50 years. And don't know young people, too many young people listen to C-SPAN or Washington Journal. Their minds is on the Housewives of Atlanta or something. Some stupid stuff. Some hood stuff. But the 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 real ones, they listen to it, but they don't call in just to get a sense of how people's thinking. We haven't changed our game plan. So that's why I say our chess. I we know the king is locked in on the chessboard of life. The king is is locked and blocked. The queen that went to the other side. All the bishops are checked, in check. The bishops, the knights, you know, and the king, he can't move. His hands are tied. His feet are tied. He got something around his head to keep him from thinking properly. But I still got hope. I got hope that we can win this battle. I don't think that the Caucasian realizes that he's in more deeper trouble than us, because his infrastructure is corroding. Now here in Detroit, uh, they have problems with the sewer system, pipes busting in the wintertime. You know, then once that happens, you get potholes in the street. And you got to repave the street. That costs money, man. You see, even though they got a lot of money here, and then you got sinkholes happening here in Detroit, and you got a bad water system. So all this Great Lakes fresh water is being compromised now, because some of it is done on purpose. Like up in Flint, uh, they are toxin, they're putting toxic elements, some kind of way they could have a toxic effect on the water, because they're trying to stunt the growth of the black man, especially here in Detroit. That's why you got all the housing stock. You got a whole lot of blight, vacant lots, whole blocks, closing schools down because black people, a lot of crime too. Even though the police is 50% black, police force is 50% black, it's still a lot of black on black crimes. We ain't worried about the Caucasians doing it too much, but they doing it in other parts of the surrounding areas, like in Sterling Heights and Madison Heights. Madison over there, you know, the police force is racist. You know, the state troopers, the state is controlling everything, all the city, you know. But they bringing those refugees from New York up here and California. See, Atlanta, Georgia, is the next spot where it's blacks, heavily populated. But they gonna corrupt, you know, it's corrupt, man. So it ain't gonna stay too long. Then Chicago is jacked up, you know. But Detroit, you know, we got the best spot as far as the fresh water is concerned. You see what I'm saying? So this last video I make, you gotta stay tuned. I'm gonna show you how right here in Detroit is where we gonna rise, where the God's gonna rise and claim his throne. Black light out.